It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and my friend Dean. You know, one thing, this has come up a lot as we are on, online, or it comes up as an issue, or people, talking about it. A lot of people are inspired by this that we talk to. There's been some instances where you've been online and people, you go, I was there.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, the most recent one, just last night, as a matter of fact, I'm on this singles website, seeing to find if there is anybody who will put up with me, and found this nice libertarian girl who seems fine in all the right ways, but she's also heavily into science fiction. She's also attending college, studying to get into the sciences as a career, so she's very big on anything space, and would like to maybe go into space herself one day if that's possible. And so we're discussing this, and I mentioned to her, well, I was out there when Spaceship One launched. Yeah, I got the T-shirt and hat. Literally, I was there. And just seeing how she reacted to that, and she's, oh, that is so cool. Suddenly my stock went up in her eyes. So I'm thinking, all right, I normally don't boast about these sort of things, but what the hell,
Yeah, it gets you a date. There's, some of these slogans I forgot about. In space you can't hear the government scream. We had so much fun just even coming up with the slogans. And I'll tell you, we were sitting there. Pal came over Saturday morning. We knew we were going to take all day Saturday. We were going to make whatever it was we were going to make. And what happened was, we're sitting there at the computer just, thinking about what are we going to do? And we started coming up with slogans. Government, oh yeah, I remember one. It was government is lost in space, and the lost in space logo. We had that, font. And then, and we were all, there's a picture there. You see me and Barry, but, our hair were all met. We were Motley Crue, man. We drove all day. We left early Saturday morning, drove all day, Sunday afternoon, I think, midday. And we drove all day to the Mojave Desert out there. And then we waited and slept in lawn chairs in the morning. And it was windy. I remember that.
Windy and cold. And apparently that's atypical, that place. They get these winds during the night. It gets super cold. And then right about dawn, the winds die. And that's when they launch. And, we didn't know that till we got there.
It was into June, and I remember it was windy as hell. I'm going, there's no way they're going to launch. And it's where all the wind farms are.
Yeah.
They're out there, and I'm going, why would they have an airport here? Well, as soon as the sun started breaking, the wind went dead calm. Mm-hmm. So I guess they already knew that. And they went out, they launched, and it was just such a inspiring. It was more inspiring to me than a shuttle launch. My wife had been to a shuttle launch before in Florida, in the mid-'80s. And I'm going, there you got the big thundering and kind of, but that's not what I was thinking. I'm going, finally, we're going to be able to go to space. In 2012, Richard Branson of Virgin Galactic, they started this own spacefaring thing. They are going to put more people in space in 1 year than every astronaut combined since the beginning of the space race in 1 year.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're getting government out of the way. Now, one of the things, when this was going on, I remember I was doing radio shows with people, and they were talking about all the limitations to different U.S. companies. They're going, the United States, they're starting to come in with all kinds of permissions and what you can't do, and, we can't just have anybody going, that kind of deal. And we're going, all right. And I asked him, I said, so I'll just go to Mexico and do it. Nope, U.S. citizen, jurisdiction, they own you, he's claiming this. I go, so what I got to do? I got to get some 18-year-old Mexican kid to be in charge of my whatever? What if I go in a barge out in the Pacific Ocean? Then what? In fact, there was one design that was kind of like an oil derrick that the silo went down into the ocean with an opening at the top. That's how they were going to launch it.
And that was a wonder of Rutan's design, because all he needed was a runway. Any runway on Earth that was of sufficient length. And so, he could launch off of Vanuatu in the Pacific. I mean, any country that decided they wanted to get uppity and shut it down, we'll just go somewhere else.
Well, now they want global.
Yeah.
We rule you. And now what do we have? Brazil's building underwater cities for oil. This is, the reason I bring this up, and I'm so excited about it, is because it's representative of a mindset. It's representative of a mindset that these people are tired of waiting, and they made their fortunes. One of them is SpaceX is PayPal. You know, you have Armadillo is Doom. The guy who invented the Doom video games. You have Burt Rutan that's made his reputation, and these planes you're seeing now, the Rocketeers, he designed these. So this is, and who funded that? The initial Spaceship One was Paul Allen. They called it a Paul Allen project. And, you know, he's the co-founder with Bill Gates for Microsoft. So the money is there. And then you have guys like Richard Branson. This was a neon flashing obvious for him. He's like, oh, yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but don't forget just the average fans of this that we met while we were out there. I got to tell you, I was born in '68, so I didn't get to live through the anti-war movement of that time. But the feeling that I had out there was just so brotherly with everyone, even people who didn't speak the same language as me. Everybody was there in a positive light for a positive thing. There was just a lot of love out there. And you talk about the Lovolution going to space. I feel that this showed that too will be part of the Lovolution.
You know, that's one quote that they have. One of the astronauts, he was talking about the impact it has when you go into space. And you look at the Earth and you see this beautiful blue sphere with this thin atmosphere in this empty blackness of space, how like a rare jewel it is, and how fortunate we all are to be on this planet, spaceship Earth. And it just, it changes you. And I'm going, you know, I'm wondering if that has some kind, because, you know, once you get into space, you don't see little colored lines on a map. I mean, you're just not in the same mindset. So I can see how this whole thing is a threat to this collectivization under somebody's rule.
And the former U.S. astronauts who, under the Apollo program, have gone to the moon, those who are still alive, almost all of them to a man, are talking with shame about how America has abandoned the space race, essentially, has abandoned going to Mars, has abandoned going back to the moon. And they have the itch. They're trying to spark others with the fire to continue this. So this crosses a lot of boundaries.
Yep. I'm going to pull up some images here, just, you know, Spaceship One. So, you know, we'll zoom in on them here so you can see just what's on Google Image. You know, this is, you know, so many. I'm so inspired by this, and I hope other people are too. And you'll see that there's a lot of these things. Well, here I want to show you how it was done. What they did is they took this space capsule and they had to build a mothership that was called White Knight 1, and that is a plane that holds the plane underneath. Now, right now, they're building what they call White Knight 2. White Knight 2 and spaceship. Now, this could hold one person the weight of two others. Well, now they're going to be having like 9 people. That's going up. Oh, you'll like this. Guess who's one of the first ticket purchasers?
I think I've heard this, but tell me.
William Shatner, Captain Kirk.
Is he really?
Oh, he's going to be one of the first guys going.
Oh, that's cool.
And you think that might get some press?
You know, and you were talking about predictions. Now, it's not for this year, but I have a prediction about private enterprise in space. You've heard of pirate radio. When the internet gets shut down, or when they attempt to shut it down, how are people in the world who are freedom-oriented going to continue to communicate with each other? Pirate satellite internet.
Right. You know, that's, and in fact, that's one thing that we've been talking the last couple of weeks. What happened was there is it's Richard Branson was talking about this philanthropic effort to purchase bankrupt communication satellites to transmit internet to the poor children of the world.
Yeah, philanthropic my butt.
Exactly. I'm going, you know, we're just bypassing this controls on the internet.
They may benefit, but he's going to make a buck.
Yeah, you dang Skippy. Well, sooner or later, and they're not shamed by it either. They're going, hey, man, you know, this is how we're going to do it. Now, this is, I'll show you the graphic here of the Spaceship Two. This is the Virgin Galactic version of this. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Yeah, you guys that don't have video, sucks to be you. Go ahead and make sure you do Spaceship One and Spaceship Two in a Google image search, and all this come up. And they have videos of all the facilities now at the spaceport that they got in New Mexico. They have the videos of how they're planning to go, the training that they have, the facility that they're going to be landing at and taking off from, and everything. This is happening. So, but I tell you what it means commercially. It means the song 90 Minutes from New York to Paris. These things go Mach gazillion. It's it's halfway around the world, and they kind of, and you know what the fuel is? It's rubber. It's a poly whatever. It's just poly. So what your wheels of your skateboard's made out of, and a big slug of it with a hollow tube that goes down the middle of it, where they shoot the oxygen, liquid oxygen into it, and they light it, and it's throttleable. You can turn it on and off and go and back. And what do? I give you my new slug. I refueled. Boom, done. This is it. We're going, man. We're going. And the government's not invited. Oh, peace.